Hey techies, Anthony from HNE Tech here, and today we're going to take a look at another Amazon Vine product, and this time it is the j5create, which is a decent brand, by the way. So sometimes you get generic stuff for these reviews, but this is actually a good one. It's a USB multi-adapter for Surface Pro. Technically anything that uses a USB-C, perfectly fine. And of course it's using the Gen 2 specification for USB 3, so it's 10 gigabits, which also supports 4K HDMI. So this is basically a USB hub, and of course it emphasizes 5-in-1 function. It has a 90-degree plug, and it reads memory cards. So just to make sure I have what I can do to test it, I do have a memory card and an adapter, so we can try both slots here. Obviously USB stuff, I mean I have mice and everything, and then the graphics port here is HDMI, so I have a secondary adapter I can plug into here to see if that will work. I've never tried to plug in a monitor using a USB 3 hub through HDMI, so this will be an experiment for all of us. And so before we get too far, let's open the box and see what's inside. And I was like, oh, maybe I could just tear the tape off. I cannot. And any kids watching, please ask your permission from your parents before you try this stuff. Or parents, ask your children's permission before you borrow their scissors. Although your children probably shouldn't have scissors. Okay, we got the tape off. Pull the tab here. And see what's inside the box. Here we go. Nothing else in there. Some instructions and papers. Ooh, it's metal. It's like an aluminum. Don't know how well you can hear that, but that is some build quality going on here. Here's the cord, USB-C. So straightforward there, but yeah, this got some mass to it. Okay, so before we get too far, let's open this up and just make sure everything kind of fits in the slot, and we'll test the accessibility in a moment. So I wanted to interrupt this real quick to show one thing I did learn after the fact is this does actually do eject. So essentially only for the micro cards, and essentially you throw this in and you push it in, and you may hear a click, I don't know if you do, but if you push on it again, it will come out if it's put in correctly. If you put it in wrong, not so much. But I'll show that again. And then out. There we go. So it does in fact work. Well, surprise, I don't. Is this upside down? Okay, so this goes. It's not really clear. Okay, it just goes in like this. So, okay. So, papers that come with it. So, it's instructions. This is USB-C to HDMI and USB 3.12 port, power delivery, blah, blah, blah. Which version is this? I think this is this one right here. So, instructions, multiple different languages. It explains here, it does 4K at 30. Then it is compatibility with Type A 3.1, Gen 2, and yeah, so 5 and 10 gigabits. Well, obviously, because USB is backwards compatible. Supports 60-watt power pass-through for charging, microSD and SD, which if I can get my microSD out of there, that would be great. Available DisplayPort alt mode. This is HDMI, so it must be like one of these other options here. And 4K resolution, so yeah, nothing fancy about that. And then what do we got here? Just legal notices for the FCC, and oh, a little pamphlet about registering the product. So hey, that's pretty nice. Okay, so now we are testing out the j5create USB hub with a computer here on the USB-C port, which is right here on this computer. This is the monitor where we're going to show the visuals. I know they're not going to be very clear, but the importance is to see if it actually works. So we're going to plug the adapter in. I have this C port just sitting up here. And I don't know if you heard it right away, it recognized it. So it sees it as something. So my computer is saying it sees it as a mass storage device. And so it added an external F drive. So let's see, I'm going to go to my computer here and see what it says for the PC. Okay, so it has a, I know you, again, you can't see it, there's an F drive showing here, the screen's too bright, it's fine. Because I really don't want you seeing what's on this screen. So the next thing is, let's first off see if it passes through power. It says 60 watts. You see this light here? We're going to see if it passes power for the light. And we will try both ports. So light plugged in. And this is one of those lights that has that light up little thing here, and it does light up. So let's turn it on. Oh, looky, we got light. And it dims. It cycles. Okay. Ooh, I don't like that one. Okay, there you go. So let's try it on a different port. We're going to unplug it and then plug it back in. And yeah, we got it. So we know we get power now. So we can turn this back off and we'll try something else. So this is a flash drive, obviously, and we're going to see if it registers it. You know, basically it should pop up a window that says, hey, there is a flash drive attached. And you see the little lights working here, and you see something popped up. So this is actually the flash drive I use for my Rocket. It's the DVR or PVR recorder, and here is the folder. So it is obviously working. And so we're going to unplug it, and we're going to plug it into the other port to make sure that one's working. And it worked. Okay. So we're going to unplug it again. And I'm not too worried about the data on there. I already have it everywhere else. So, you know, you have multiple backups for reasons. And we're going to plug in the mini card here and see if it registers as reading a device. Now, recommendation is to not have multiple memory sticks plugged into this at the same time. Also, some computers have limited hard drive or limited drive spaces, I should say. I mean, technically you can go up to 26 or whatever, but some computers do limit it to prevent too many things from being connected at the same time with data. So we're going to plug it in, and it clicks into place, and a window popped open. So it sees it right away. This is, of course, from my Nintendo 3DS. And if we eject it, it sees it as gone. Okay, so now we'll plug it into an adapter, and we will see if the adapter and the full-size SD card is picked up. And we'll throw this in here. Oh, and there it goes. It just took a second longer to read, but it's up there. And if we unplug it, what happens? And it worked. Okay, so the only thing left to do is plug in a HDMI port. So I have this TV up here. As you see, it has the background from my computer screen here. This is going to be a different channel, so we'll have to change the channel. But we plugged it in. It didn't make any sounds, so I don't know if it recognizes it or it won't until it switches channels. So we're going to switch to HDMI 2. And nothing. Weird. So we have it connected. So I'm going to see if there's settings that enable it to work. So I unplugged this monitor from the computer directly and plugged it in through this adapter here, and it still didn't recognize it. So obviously that capability isn't available on my motherboard. Now that's not to say that somebody else couldn't get it to work. I just could not on my computer. So I can't rule it out as it doesn't work because I might be limited to something that Dell or NVIDIA has on it. Who knows? So with that said, it as a hub works spectacularly. I can't give any comment on the HDMI factor because obviously it does not work. We are now back at the main Vizio screen. So if you're looking for a hub, spectacular. It's fast, it's reactive, it powers up to 60 watts, a 10 gigabit connection. But for HDMI, I can't give you a positive or negative on it.
With that said, tell me in the comments your thoughts on this item. Did you get it, and how was your experience with it? Thanks for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe.